Guess it better be us. Nobody knows when it starts. It's happening. It is 9:30 on a Thursday night, and you're tuned in to Beltway Radio and Beyond, which can mean one and only thing. And this is Chip Chat. Welcome to Chip Chat, everybody. I'm Chip and not Tez tonight. Who are you, Pat?
Oh, man. They call me the Black Picasso, Patrick Washington. What's up, family?
What's going on? So Pat is our favorite co-host on call, I think is the right word for him.
Hey, man, say the word, man. And I'm here. Yeah. I got a lot to say.
We got a lot to do. So we sent Tez out on assignment, as happens around here, and so Pat's filling in, which we very much appreciate. On relatively short notice, I would also add. So, way to be, Pat.
Yo, no, I'm here for it. But I mean, did he get stuck, or is he just
he's incapacitated at the moment. We're still in negotiations with the hostage takers, so we'll see if they let him go or not.
That's what's up.
I don't know. The last time that he got captured, they called us. They're like, come and take him away. Like, this guy won't shut up about climate change. Take him away. He's got dead ass birds all over the place.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so he wanted more caps and hoodies, you know?
Right, yeah. All right, so we've got a big show. We got a lot going on. This is a very special edition of Chip Chat because Pat's here. And as you can see, we're in the midst of celebrating America's 250th, right? Our birthday. So we've got our red, white, and blue as per usual. I've got a brand new. This is a special edition Monster Energy. This is the America
Eagle. Oh,
yeah. So this eagle is wearing a hat and sunglasses and I think a bandana because why not?
Hey man, yeah, it doesn't get any more American than that.
And he's got a monster truck. I don't know if you can see that. There's a monster truck there. And then on the other side of the can, we've got Lady Liberty handing out lemonade. And we've got what looks like shirtless George Washington on a Harley. I don't know if you can see that.
Right. Sounds about right.
And then Uncle Sam floating in a tube, doing whatever he does there.
Hey man, all you need is George Washington standing on a top rope about to jump off the top.
That's what he looks like he's about to do after he rides into the ring on his Harley there, carrying a flag and everything. He looks like He-Man, but with sunglasses. So yeah, I bought it, of course, because of the can, and I was like, "Oh, America!" And then I tried it, and it's delicious. It's a strawberry lemonade. So then I ordered several cases of it.
That sounds good though. That actually sounds tasty.
It is delicious. Yeah. So Monster, call us. I'm sure you want your name associated with this show.
Hey man, at this point, yes.
Right. Okay. So this is also because we're at war, right? Or not, maybe. We don't know. So it kind of works like this. Like there's a deal, and then Iran says no, and then Israel and Trump got into a shouting match, and they called each other names, and that was awesome. Yeah. I don't know what's going on over there. Nobody knows. Just making it up. It's fine.
Yeah. It changes, by the day. Yeah. By the
by
minute.
the hour, even, or by the minute, by the tweet.
By the
Uh,
by the
so,
tweet.
and also we found out we have to go start our own slush fund because they're not going to give us one. Just bullshit. And somehow Lauren Boebert got back in the news. I'm not totally sure what that's all about, but Brian put it on the script because Brian loves Lauren Boebert.
Hey, Boebert. Yeah, there's something about her, man. There's something that it's the distant look in her eye.
It's, it's the way she appreciates the theater.
Yo.
Yo.
We'll see at the Kennedy Center very soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. Oh, but it's the Kennedy Center and not the Trump Kennedy Center. He quit that. He rage quit that apparently. We can mention that. I don't know. We're all of us local people were like, oh, can we just go back to having the Kennedy Center? We're like, we really miss that.
I do. Yeah, I had jobs. I had gigs.
I was gonna say you probably had stuff planned there.
Deaded, man.
Yeah.
Deaded.
And then Pete Kegseth is doing something with some sailors. It looks a little like the dance number from Springtime for Hitler. And nobody's sure what that was, but it's an incredible video. I highly recommend you go check that out after you're done listening to us. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with old Pistol Pete there, but something.
So hey, who knows?
He's into it. He is into it.
Yes.
And then we'll have headlines. Of course, we're gonna make Pat blind read some headlines.
I'm here for it. Yes.
Yeah. That always goes really well.
I put on my poet voice.
Yeah. Have to channel our inner Jost and Che. And see if we get through this. Okay. So do you have a word for our favorite game here?
Yeah. I think I got one. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm thinking I've got one. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. So yeah, sit back, grab some
hantavirus.
It's Bald Eagle time. You're listening to the best show, the only show, Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Man, got it.
All right, welcome back to Chip Chat here on Beltway Radio and beyond. It's like the shortest break in the world because the song ran out. Brian, well timed, very good.
Hey, it's just this new system for StreamYard. Don't blame me.
Yeah, it's just good radio here. Okay, so now it's time to do the headlines. This is where we go over the headlines in the news, and as tradition dictates, right? We're gonna have Pat gets to go first. And just for everybody to know, if you're not a local, you may not get some of these, but that's okay. Okay, you'll catch up. You'll learn. This is your learning moment.
We learn as we go. It's kind of like the presidency. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. The DC mayor's race heated up at a press conference outside a carryout in Northeast. Janice Lewis George accused her opponent, Penguin McDuffie, of preferring mild mumbo sauce.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, look, you got the little bit of the hot peppers in there.
Yeah.
You got to have that pop in there.
That's akin to being called a carpetbagger or something like that.
Not at all. Keep going.
No, I got it. We'll alternate. All right, let's see. The NBA Finals started this week, and to show that he's a true Knicks fan, Trump had Wemby deported back to France.
Just out of here.
Yeah.
Out of there. Speaking of which, Trump and Bibi got into a bit of a tiff this week, with Trump calling Netanyahu fucking crazy and Bibi making a quick phone call to Trump's pager number.
Okay, that's a deep one. Yeah. We're going to leave that one alone. These writers are going to get us in trouble.
Yay.
the fight between the two leaders will be settled in the new venue outside the White House, now known as the Octogenarian Gone.
The octogenarian gone. I hear they're going to keep that there. I heard the rumor
I
is
think
he's going
so, yeah.
yeah, I think that right there is. If that's not a sign of dementia, I don't know what it is.
Well, why don't we just let him keep it? Tell him that's the new Kennedy Center, and he can put his name all over it.
Hey, that's the ballroom. Hey, how about that?
All right, here's your ballroom. It's outside. It's great. It's
There's
grand.
your
It's wonderful.
At CBS, the once proud network is facing some challenges. Weeks after firing their number one rated late night show, Stephen Colbert, they also fired their number one rated news show, 60 Minutes reporter Scott Paley, opening the doors, a show simply called 24 Hours of Boomer Esiason.
Yes. The only thing left on CBS is going to be Boomer Esiason.
That's I can see that though.
Yeah. Nobody would watch that.
My parents would.
Yeah, right. Watching him drone on about AFC football. All right. California held a primary for governor. It was what's often described as a jungle primary, in which the top two vote getters, regardless of party, go to the general election. Incidentally, jungle primary is the song Trump thought Morris Day in the time would perform at his stupid birthday event.
I'm doing the dance.
Oh. Yeah, right.
The event was scheduled to include Millie or Vanilli, but not both because one of them is dead and nobody cares about the other one. That's cold. That is cold, yo.
Yes. Not to be outdone, Vanilla Ice was still down to perform, noting that if other artists had a problem, that he would solve it while they check out the revolutions of his DJ on the record player.
Check out as my DJ revolves it.
Yeah, right. Oh.
Right. I can't forget it. I can never forget this.
Nobody can forget that line.
Also not wanting to be outdone, Pete Hegseth, I like that, engaged in what most observers called a desperate attempt to keep up with much younger, fitter, and more coordinated young sailors by doing what I guess he thought was a workout routine, but was really just a hazing they make plebes go through at Annapolis.
Yes. They told him, they're like, come on, Pete, we're all going to do it. And he's like, all right, cool. I'm going to do it too. And then you got to see him running around like this. It's pretty funny.
Hey, man. Him and RFK?
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. The breakdown of the concert and acts pulling out was remarkable when you think about how nobody knew any of these performers were even still alive.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I heard somebody say Young MC is just MC now.
Yeah, right. He had to change his name to just MC.
Some of these folks they call them legacy acts, but is that you have to have a legacy though?
I think you have to have more than one song. Isn't that kind of the deal? Yeah.
A legacy act needs a legacy.
Like, what's Young MC going to do? He's going to show up, bust a move, and walk off? Like, there's literally nothing else in the catalog. Can you name another Young MC track?
Come on now. Yeah, I probably could, but I'd have to stop. You still have to hear some typing.
Yeah, you're going to Google it, right? That's cheating.
Let's see. Tickets to World Cup games. We get that?
Oh, no, we're on Africa.
Okay. In Africa, doctors are battling an Ebola epidemic. Many people are asking RFK to personally go help without masks, PPE, or even a shirt, as God intended.
That's right.
I can see that.
Yeah. Go try it out with that whole milk, buddy. See if that works.
I can see him showing up, ripping off his shirt,
yeah.
Just like standing there.
I'm here to tell you about why all of these black kids should be reparented on a farm.
Reparented.
I love that.
Wow.
It's great. It's just
it's classic.
All right. While battling a war waged by a fatberg that keeps taking dementia tests, Iran is also gearing up for the World Cup, where they will have to play all of their games in Mexico since Trump won't let them into the country.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, tickets to World Cup games are so expensive that some of the smaller countries have had to sell some players just to get a few for their fans.
That's right. There was
man.
this thing where the tickets were so expensive that like the Haitian fans couldn't afford them in New York and in some of these places. And Scotland is playing Haiti in their first game, and the Scots were all pissed off because they wanted the opposing team to have fans there. So like they're raising money to buy tickets for Haiti fans so they can go to the game.
Hey man, some of them are they're so adorable. They're pocket size. You can actually buy some. I think.
Yeah, it's a special shout out to Scotland that they're like so inclusive that they're like, no, we also want the opponent to be there, or it's no fun.
No fun at all.
No. All right, Bosnia, Curacao, and Cape Verde are in the World Cup, while Italy is not, causing many Italian mothers to be even more disappointed in their little bambinos than usual.
Oh my gosh. Oh, shaking my head.
Yeah.
I was going to say dinner was going to be quiet in that household, but no, probably not.
No, it's an Italian household. It's definitely not. There's going to be a lot of speaking with the hands.
Uzbekistan is in the World Cup, though, causing a strange spinning around from the grave of Herman Cain.
Yes.
Uzbekistan.
Yes. That is a throwback.
Oh, I remember, man, for one shining moment when I was a kid, and I remember he ran. I didn't know who he was at the time, and it was like, wow, hey, this guy's running, and I felt like I felt a sort of a surge of pride, and then he started speaking.
999. That was his answer to everything. And they're like, all right, what are you going to do about world affairs and stuff? And he's like, who's Becky Stan?
What was he? What was he, like a pizza?
Yeah, Godfather's Pizza.
Godfather's Pizza. He's a pizza mogul, man.
He's a pizza mogul who then succeeded in believing so hard that COVID was fake that he died from getting it at a super spreader event at a Trump rally.
That's where we are. Yeah, I mean, and look where we are now.
Yeah. Well, Herman Cain's dead. He's safe. He can't get dead again.
Can't get any sicker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, those are the headlines. How did you like the headlines, Pat?
I did. I liked them very, very much. They were heavenly.
Yeah.
They were heavenly.
All right. Well, let's hope they don't get us sent to hell. But what will almost certainly get us sent to hell is whatever the hell Brian is about to play in this break. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got the rundown. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Pow.
metros del suelo, siempre en mi cabeza, aunque estés muy lejos. pienso en ti tan fuerte para verte en sueños. No sé cómo hacerlo, pero ya me duermo. Caigo desde arriba, giro en espiral, una pesadilla. Este no era el plan, pero es mi cabeza. Puedo anticipar que estarás abajo por si caigo mal. Caminamos por el mar, nos queremos con locura. Te regalo una ciudad, tiene envidia hasta la luna. Esto ya se acaba, voy a despertar. Ya no me acordaba de que esto no es real. Cuando abra los ojos tú desaparecerás, pero que un segundo puede ser la eternidad. Thank you very much.
All right, welcome back to Chip Chat here on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I'm your host, Chip. With me tonight is Patrick.
Oh, yo, wait a minute. Yo, Brian, what was that, man?
That was Tiny Desk.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was a Tiny Desk episode. Featured Amina. I was intrigued by her chair flute. So
Yeah,
I
that's
figured,
incredible.
so I figured that would be an interesting non AI music.
No, it was
aspect
incredible.
for today's
That was
break.
incredible.
That was cool. So we had Bob Boylan, who originated the Tiny Desk concerts and Tiny Desk everything at NPR, on the show back when we were still in the studio, and he was incredible. He told us all these great stories, and that performance is pretty. I mean, if you look at Tiny Desk concerts, you've seen all of these weird, cool ways that people make music, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody play a folding chair. That was something.
Well, I mean, and just play.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, and it was like tuned and everything. Also, she's singing Castellano, which is like if you're
It's a Portuguese.
no, it's Spanish, but it's like Spain Spanish. So if you're somebody like me who lives in a world of Central American Spanish, and you hear that, it's funny. It sounds funny. I don't know how to describe it. Sort of like why do you like Monty Python? Oh, it's because they're funny accents. You know, it's like,
Okay,
yeah,
I got you.
sort of the same thing. All right, now we've come to a part of the show. It's called the Rundown. This is where we tell you about some stuff that's going on in the news. If we were real professional radio people, it would sound a little something like this. No.
From Beltway Radio and Beyond in Washington, D.C., I'm Emmy-nominated TV newsman and just bona fide sexual beast, J. Scott Smith, And this is the part of the show where I tell some stuff about well, maybe not me, but somebody else is going to tell some stuff about what's happening in the news. So what's going on in the news, fellas?
Thanks, Jay. Check him out. Channel 4 in Detroit. He's still the best there is. So let's talk about this strange thing that happened this week, which is that the House passed a resolution on Wednesday, that's yesterday, to block President Shitbag from ordering further strikes in Iran, ratcheting up pressure on the administration to find a way to end the unpopular war. Now, the vote was a 215 to 208 vote, and there were 4 Republicans who joined. So that would be Massey, who Trump successfully primaried, and Tom Barrett of Michigan, Warren Davis of Ohio, and Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania. So Fitzpatrick had already said basically that he was going to vote for any war powers. This is a great graphic, by the way. Way to go, Brian. So Fitzy said he was going to vote for anything that reinstated the war powers or was pursuant to the war powers resolution. And Massey, of course, is in the YOLO caucus, right? You know about the YOLO caucus, Pat?
No.
It's you only lose once. So because Trump has primaried a bunch of these guys and they're essentially lame ducks, they're free to do whatever they want to do. Thomas Massey wants to do these things. He has been pretty against the war from the beginning, and specifically against the we're doing this without congressional approval part of the war. So that was not a surprise. It wasn't really a surprise to any of these guys, but it's just sort of a surprise of like how this was forced and how this happened. So just to be clear about this, Mike Johnson, MAGA Mike, did not want this vote to take place. He tried to stop it from happening by putting the House out of session early for the Memorial Day holiday because it was clear that they had the votes. And so he's like, nope, we're wrapping up. See you later. Everybody go home. And but they eventually had to come back, and come back they did. And they forced the vote using a thing called a discharge petition. A discharge petition works. So normally the speaker gets to control like what gets voted on in the House and all of that. But if enough members vote for a discharge petition, they can basically force a bill to the floor for an up or down vote. And it had enough votes to get the discharge petition passed. And so then they had to vote on it. And of course it passed.
Okay.
Now, where does this put us is kind of, it's symbolic in a lot of ways. People are, that's the way people are referring to it. It's not exactly symbolic. It's just mechanically not going to change anything. And here's why. The Senate has to vote on something similar. They didn't. They procedurally advanced a bill that was similar, but it didn't pass, or it hasn't yet. But
Okay.
if it did, then Trump could veto it. And there's not a 2/3 majority in either house to override the veto. And all this bill is saying is that, like, hey, we're invoking the War Powers Act and you're violating it and you have to stop doing what you're doing, which Trump doesn't seem to give a shit about laws anyway. So he would just do whatever the hell he wants regardless. But it is worth noting that we have seen the rarest species ever. You know, that like scientists search for this for years and they never see one, but we found 4. Have you ever seen them?
Well, yeah, not until you show me those photos, right? Never.
Yeah, they're called congressional vertebrates. Means they have a backbone.
They found it. They found it.
They found it.
They
4
found
of them did. The other 200 and some odd are not.
Yeah,
208 of them are still jellyfish.
What is it? Is it because these folks? What do you think gave them the stones?
Well, in Massey's case, he's got nothing to lose, and I think these other guys are in tight races for re-election where the war is unpopular, which the war is unpopular all over the country, and it's probably what their constituents wanted them to do.
How about that? How about that?
How about that? Now, the other ones are all just a bunch of Trump lapdogs, which is not fair because now what is J.D. Vance going to do? But they have taken JD Vance's job of licking boots, and that's where they're at. I don't know why Congress is so eager to not do their job, but at least a few of them want to do it. So we'll see. There's also this other bit that the House also had some. They voted. They voted on the discharge petition to advance the Epstein law that forced Trump to have to release the Epstein files, which he hasn't done. So that's the thing. Is like, okay, Congress, you pass a law, president even signs the law, and then he just doesn't abide by it.
It's like, hey, it's just a piece of paper.
Yeah, it's a suggestion. What are you going to do, Congress?
What are you going to do? Fire me?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Did you talk about this Russia finance and energy?
Well, what, Russia? No, not yet. We haven't got to that yet.
Okay.
But so there's another thing that happened here relating to this is all about the Iran war, right? That's what they're voting on. But there was also some stuff about Ukraine in this, and later on Wednesday, the House bucked Trump and MAGA Mike again, voting for Ukraine funding. And this is, again, like a very strange thing, that why Republicans would vote against funding a war against Russia. Like, what happened here? You remember back when this eagle was just a young chick, and we were out there like kicking Soviet ass, and we were like, yeah, you goddamn Russians, the Ruskies are up to some shit again. And then the Republicans were number one in that, right? They'd tear down this wall or whatever.
You're right. They were the ones I was going to say looked up to, but they definitely were the ones who had all the muscle at that time.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan was out there talking about we're gonna the evil empire and the Iron Curtain and tear down this wall. What was the other? Trust but verify. Like, it's giving it to the Russians, man. And now you got Trump out here talking about, well, Putin's a good guy. He likes me. I like him. He gave me a soccer ball once. Like, all right, guy. Yeah. So then this other thing about the Iran war is we want a ceasefire. Everybody wants a ceasefire. The Iranians want a ceasefire, probably. We don't know who they're talking to. Trump says he wants a ceasefire, but every day he either threatens them or rolls over. We're not really sure what it is on a given day. There is not currently a ceasefire. I just want to be clear about that there might be this thing on paper that says ceasefire, but there's still very much shooting going on. The Americans are shooting at the Iranians. They shot at some of their ships just this today. The Iranians are, in fact, shooting back. They're shooting at Kuwait. They're shooting at American naval vessels. They're not doing a lot of damage, but occasionally some stuff's getting through. And the other thing that is not a ceasefire is the Israelis, who have said that they have a ceasefire in, 5 different places at this point: Gaza, Lebanon, southern Syria, fuck all else. The Israelis' version of ceasefire, the thing that you got to know about Hebrew is that it goes backwards. So if you're in ceasefire in Hebrew means shoot at Lebanon. And so they've just been like shooting at Lebanon and calling it a ceasefire, which is not how that works. So when over the weekend, no, not even over the weekend, over last weekend, when Trump skipped his son's wedding because there was an imminent deal with Iran, it got scuttled in part by the Israelis shooting at Lebanon. And then this week, there was again this Rubio was like, no, the war's over. We've got a deal. And then 2 seconds later, the Iranians were like, we don't have a deal. We're not talking to you. Stop shooting at Lebanon. And Trump had just tweeted out something about how he had a deal. And the Iranians were like, we don't know who you just signed a deal with. But
what do you mean we?
While you're at it, give whoever that is your social security number. We definitely need that too. it's the dumbest possible thing. And so that's what Trump and Bibi got into a fight about. So imagine, if you will, two very old men who I cannot, and thank God it was on the phone, because could you imagine what that room would have smelled like? These old men are like, okay, so there was this phone call. Ere's my version of the phone call.
Okay.
Baby, you're killing me. I want to get a deal. I'm bored with this war. I don't want to have a war anymore. The war, many people are saying the war is not fun. It's not fun. I'm not enjoying the war. I want to go home. I want to play golf. And then Netanyahu was like, I'm gonna shoot at Lebanon. And Trump's like, no, you see, baby, that's the problem. Like, okay, you're shooting at Lebanon. Iran doesn't want you to shoot at Lebanon. I want a deal. I want you to go stop shooting at Lebanon. And Bibi's like, no, you gave me the weapons. I'm going to use them to shoot at Lebanon. And Trump goes, you're fucking crazy, is what he calls it. He says to him.
And they literally just are just lashing out. I mean, this escalated in an actual phone call.
Yeah, and then and he's like, you're an ungrateful son of a bitch, and we gave you all these things, and I've done more for you than any president in history. This is what he said. This is actually true. I'm not making this part up. He said, I've done more for you than any other president. I moved the embassy to Jerusalem. I backed you in your Gaza war. I went to war with you in Iran when I didn't think there was a good reason to do it, and all this stuff. And this is the way you repay me. And you do all this shit, on the day of my daughter's wedding. This is, and it was so like that. And then and Bibi's like, yeah, and
wow, like that. Trump told me you'd be in prison if it weren't for me. I'm saving your ass. Everybody hates you now. Everybody hates Israel because of this.
That's the quote. And Trump admitted to it. He was like, yeah, I said that stuff. A second source briefed on the call said Trump was pissed and at one point yelled at Netanyahu, what the fuck are you doing?
Wow.
And just in case anybody thinks there's a language barrier, there's not. He lived in America for most of his life, and he definitely understood every nuance of what Trump was saying. Wow. So, look, I'm all for these two guys being miserable. And I think neither of them makes people like me safe. But I don't like the idea of crazy old men deciding world policy. This is a bad move. It's bad.
All the way.
Yeah, so they've had like tense calls in the past, and they say that they always get over it, right? They call each other fucking crazy and whatever, and then the next time they talk, they'd be like, remember when you called me fucking crazy? Yeah, you are fucking crazy. Yeah. Well, good to see you, buddy. It's all backslapping and whatever.
I don't know if that's cute or disturbing to think that they constantly or that is the level of their communication. You know what I mean? Like,
well, if it was non-consequential, it'd be fine. Like,
right.
I used to volunteer at this old folks home when I was in Connecticut, right? Mm-hmm. And there were these two old guys who they spent every day together playing checkers and just kind of hanging out, right? And if you didn't know the two of them, you'd think they hated each other all day long, just hurling insults at each other. Oh, you just fucking and then the other, oh yeah, I know people like that, right?
I do. I'm picturing what was the movie? Life. Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence as two old guys and just like, you get on my nerves, you get on my damn nerves, Yeah.
But they love each other, right? They're like best friends, but they spend all day just ragging on each other and just calling each other names and shit. It was very entertaining to watch. But
right. But you don't want those folks making
I do not. I want those guys playing checkers and hanging out and yelling at Judge Judy on the TV. I do not want them, and they were not yelling appropriate things at Judge Judy. but I don't want them in deciding wars at all.
Oh, I bet they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were in wars, but that was the other war before.
Other ones, right?
Yeah. Back when we knew which side we were on against the
Mhm.
Nazis. So what's the read here? Is the war going to continue? Is the war not going to continue? Is there a war going on? Can Congress pull back from this? Can they pull funding from this? Would Trump care? What's going to happen, Pat? Go ahead and give us your Nostradamus impression.
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I feel like look, Lebanon is in trouble. I just know that. I mean, but I think the people of Lebanon have always, they've seen worse. They've seen worse, and I know I don't want to say that they will, keep your chin up and you'll get through this, but I know that they're going to, they'll come out of this on the other side. I just hope that they don't become a casualty of our stupidness. You know what I mean? Our foolishness. And everybody. Yeah. So I just feel like it's not, everything is taken care of. Everything is not taken care of.
It is not. This is not by any stretch a good situation. Now, as you mentioned, Lebanon's basically never not been at war ever. Like
Ever.
For thousands of years.
They've always been caught in the middle. They're not at war. They're caught in the middle.
They're caught in the middle of a war. And keep in mind here that the Israelis would point out that they've got a peace deal like with the Lebanese government, but it's Hezbollah that they're going after. If you think that Lebanon's government is strong enough to tell Hezbollah what to do within their own borders, you're fucking crazy. Hezbollah does what Hezbollah wants to do.
Yeah.
And they work for Iran. So it's all kind of tied together. And the Israelis invaded Lebanon back in 1980, if you can believe that. And they occupied southern Lebanon until the year 2000.
Wow.
For 20 years, they occupied southern Lebanon until Prime Minister Ehud Barak pulled the troops out. And within a year of unoccupying Lebanon, Hezbollah was hucking rockets across the line back at Israel, and they were forced to go back and fight them again. And so the amount of time that Lebanon has been unoccupied is minuscule compared to the amount of time that has been occupied by the Israeli army. Also, there's a UN peacekeeping force there, and they just had one of their guys got killed today. So it's bad all the way around.
Let me jump in real quick. Because I wanted to say that I feel like I've spoken to several people, and it irks me how a group, such as Hezbollah, whatever organizations or terrorist groups there are, get labeled as the representatives of entire people of this government. You know what I mean? Of a country. You know what I mean? And too often we end up demonizing entire people just because of one group. And I've seen that, and I'm seeing that again now.
Yeah, and right, to be very fair, that there are a lot of people in Lebanon who do not support Hezbollah, and on occasion there have been active revolts or efforts to try to break that stronghold, but there are also a lot of people who support them.
Sure.
And especially in southern Lebanon where they're at their strongest. But yeah, you can't really judge a country by a group. Imagine if the only people from the United States you met were a bunch of happy Boston fans after the Pats won a Super Bowl, right?
Right.
And those are like the worst people that we
they
have.
are. Yeah, they're burning shit down. Yeah.
Yeah. It's either them or like Philly fans. Okay, so imagine if you have just arrived in the United States and the first 20 people you meet are all like wildly excited Boston fans after a Patriots victory. And they're all like, yeah, Tom Brady's the greatest and we're packing the car and all that stuff. And then you just be like, oh no, this country sucks. And then you'd leave. You wouldn't want anything to do with us. But then we'd be like, no, sorry, the rest of us, we're all over here normal. This is the normal part. We're the normal. Lebanon's full of normal people. And they just want to like go to work and come home and eat supper and go to bed like all the rest of us.
Yeah.
I wish the Israelis would stop bombing everybody. It's not good. It's not helping. It doesn't seem to work. I've been literally at this since 1980, fighting the exact same group. That's my entire lifetime has been this exact same war. And nothing has changed. The border hasn't changed. The line hasn't changed. Who is winning hasn't changed. Nothing has changed.
No,
it's time for a new strategy. I mean, the World Cup's coming up. So one could make the case. Maybe we settle this on the pitch. Maybe we have a game. Let's play it out.
I like.
There's all these movies in the 80s where like world decisions are decided over arm wrestling championships or whatever, right? It could be that.
Hey, we've tried everything else.
Yeah, at this point, may as well. But Trump's gonna fucking chicken out again, which I can illustrate right here. And this is one of my Trump chickens. I have many Trump chickens. There he is. And
does it make noise?
No, this one's a plastic. He's
okay.
His hand comes off. If you want to switch which hand he's doing the thing with, he can swap. Yeah, I think his head. Oh, his hair comes off too. You can rotate that.
Yes, like in real life. Yes.
Yeah, just like in real life. Yeah. See, and Trump always chickens out. Taco. So we'll see where we get to. I don't know. By this time next week.
Anything could happen. Right?
Think anything's going to be different?
No, I don't think it's gonna be different. I don't think anything's gonna be different.
He tweeted 47 times in the space of 3 hours the other day.
Everybody talked about that. That was like a really bad crash out. I don't know what it was. Was it medication? I don't know if it was a episode or what, but yeah.
He's knucking futz. That's what it is. He's
right.
Dude's having a time. He's having a tough week.
I would love to be at the with the press corps after that. Like, are we going to talk about this? Can we hey, can we talk about what your boss did over the weekend? You know what I mean? Like, we can't have that conversation. And I would love to hear them try to, the mental gymnastics involved with trying.
No, they just go quiet, piggy, and then that's their answer. There were a few attempted questions at this, and the White House, they've got a new spokeswench, Abigail Jackson, I think is her name.
Okay.
And her answers to everything are sort of like the very Steve Chung sort of answers where they're like, hey, the president tweeted 1 million times in a day. Is everything okay? And her answer is, Trump is the best tweeter of everybody else. Nobody else can tweet like Trump, and you're an idiot for asking, or something like that.
Oh, one of those. Huh?
Yeah. She's doing really well. She's going to keep her job for a good long time.
Don't you dare talk about dear leader.
Yeah, something like that. All right. Here's what we should do. We're going to make Iran predictions on Kalshi while we take a break. Or what's the other one? What's the one with Don Jr.? Don Jr.'s in both of them. What's the one where you can bet? Polymarket. There we go. We're going to play some Polymarket bets on whether Trump's going to chicken out again while we take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Trump losing in court again, because that's one of our favorite subjects. And it seems to happen all the time. All right. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Booyaka.
Yo! Bricks rising up, Pers are running the game. Trump playing Jesus, we laughing at the claim. Yo! Yo, orange Messiah with the glowing hands. Delete it quick when the backlash lands. Fake save your vibes while you poke at Iran. Pressure flowing, come and feel the master plan. Try posting some stuff for Jesus healing the sick, then delete it fast. Bro, you made it click. Said it was a doctor for the Red Cross crew. Punk gas excuse, we all see right through you. Clowning white rope, signing hands on the glow. Simon Pope Leo while your halo steals the show. You made a great mistake, mixing faith with your beef. Iran, stay strong, turning your stunt to memes. Sacrifice your image for that holy flex. Now the world laughs at your Jesus complex. Tattoo cover crew still marching for the brand, but pressure drops, truth across the land. I ran strong, Trump Jesus on the play, Persian flow. Feel the math, it's too late. Clown and savior, R.I.P. or fake. Drown in the memes, Iran dominates. I ran strong, Trump Jesus on the play, Persian flow. Feel the math, it's too late. Clown and savior, R.I.P. or fake. Drown in the memes, Iran celebrate. You feud with the Pope over Iran policy, then drop yourself as Christ. What's the prophecy? Healing the sick while blocking Homer straight. We hold the gate, never sealing our fate. Soft boy champion with humor and pride. No need for missiles, just expose the lie. Your boys confused, watching the halo fade. Iran laughs loud in this Lego parade. Islamabad fell, Navy tries his move, but Trump Jesus fails, we stay in the groove.
Iran strong, Trump Jesus on the play. Persian flow, feel the math, it's too late. Clown and savior, R.I.P. or fake.
Drown in the memes, but we stay great. Yeah, Iran wins a softball, Lego style supreme. Popping bars on your Jesus dream. Trump delete that post, go cry in the corner. Persia victorious, you made the grave error. Iran strong forever, that's the final call.
Fake Messiah fall, we stand tall. We stand tall.
All right,
Yo.
welcome back to Chip Chat here on Beltway Radio and Beyond. I'm your host, Chip. With me tonight is Patrick. Yeah.
Wow.
Is that the Persia boy, Brian?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Persia boy, yeah, man.
I like that. So the Persia boy Lego videos are quite entertaining. And now that one's got him talking about how his memes are outpacing Trump's content, which has got to really irk Trump if he hears that. What do you mean he's got more tweets than me? I got to tweet 47 more times. Like that's why his hands are all bruised. It's because he's tweeting all the time.
the thumbs, right? It's all
he's got no blood flow from holding his phone with his little tiny hands.
Yeah, I got
rage tweeting. All right, so let's talk about some Trump court losses. This is a segment that we like to hit fairly frequently because it happens all the time. So we've got the $1.8 billion slush fund that is not going to happen, or is going to happen but get a different name. Okay, so here's the background that everybody needs to know. Is that I think we talked about this last week, but Trump sued his own government over something that happened back when he was president the first time, which is that a contractor working for the IRS released some of his tax information, which he had said he was going to release and didn't. And so he said he was aggrieved by this. He was harmed by this. Him and his sons sued the IRS for $10 billion.
crazy.
And the judge was like, hey, your name's on both sides of the verses on this. Are you sure this is gonna be okay? And Trump was like, you know what? We're going to settle out of court. So Trump settled with himself to the tune of $1.8 billion and said, I'm just going to use this to pay all of my friends who stormed the Capitol.
Hey.
That was apparently a bridge too far for a lot of Republicans, especially in Congress. And they all kind of flipped out, including Ted Cruz. Even Ted Cruz was like, all right, that's enough, you know, and so three things happened. One, a bunch of judges, retired judges, wrote this big letter to the judge that was overseeing that case in an open letter and said, hey, you need to go back and re-review this and see if there's anything here. And she did agree to go re-review it and said, there's a big problem here. The second thing that happened is congressional Republicans refused to vote on funding for DHS, for Department of Homeland Security, until this got nixed, essentially, because it's Congress's job to appropriate money and say how it gets spent, not the president's. He doesn't just get to take $2 billion and hand it out however he wants,
Right.
or whoever he wants. So that happened. And then the third thing that happened is that this was massively unpopular. A lot of people, including a lot of Trump voters, were like, this doesn't sit well with us. The congressional Republicans were like, hey, man, I don't think I want you paying the guys that tried to kill us back in 2020.
Right. It was too blatant. Yeah.
It was too much, and it was too obvious. So auditioning for the role of Attorney General is one former Trump personal lawyer. What's his name? Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche. It's Blanche?
Blanche, yes.
Yeah. He was like, all right, he had to go to testify because he's the acting AG. He doesn't have the job yet. He had to go testify on the budget to the Judiciary Committee. And they were like, what are you doing with this fucking fund, guy? And he goes, well, we're just going to not do it.
Blanche said it was dead.
Yeah, he said it was dead. That was what he said. And so then Congress pushed him on it, and they're like, what do you mean dead? And he goes, we're not going to set up the fund. We're not going to pay the fund because a judge had enjoined them from doing that. That was the other thing that happened. I forgot to mention that. A judge had reviewed this and enjoined them from setting up the fund, paying anybody from the fund, putting any money in the fund, doing anything with it until they decided if this is legal. And rather than lose in court again, they were just like, all right, we're going to not do it. But there's nothing on paper that says they're not going to do it. And the other part of the settlement where the IRS is not allowed to actually investigate Trump ever again over anything ever, which of course won't hold up in court when their new president's in charge. That part is still very much not off the table. That is still in effect, according to Todd Lee. However, that was 2 days ago. Tuesday, Blanche was on the Hill and said, this is dead. We're not going to do it. Mm-hmm. On Wednesday, Trump emerged. He hadn't been seen for an entire week, by the way. No public appearances.
Okay.
No schedule, no nothing, because he was busy acing dementia tests. And so he emerges from his, I don't know, let's call it KFC coma. And he goes, all right, I'm here. Who wants to ask me something? And everybody goes, hey, what's up with this slush fund? Right? Is it really dead?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I have to ask the lawyers. I don't know. And they're like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, that's, you have to definitively say no, right? He never does. He never definitively. He's always kind of like.
Yeah. Never. He never gives a straight answer. He loves to leave the possibility in your mind. You know what I mean?
Well, because when it goes wrong, he can be like, I never said that I wasn't.
I never said that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or else he can blame somebody, which I guess what he did later when he said a radical left judge, right, ruled against this thing and shut it down.
Yeah. So the president's vaguer response, where he was vaguer than Todd Blanche, is likely to roil the Republican lawmakers again, many of whom are sharply opposed to the fund, and pressure the White House to abandon it by threatening to derail a $72 billion immigration enforcement funding package that Trump badly wants. So there's more DHS money available, or not available. It's all debt, but anyway, but there's more money that Congress wants to vote on to give to ICE, but they don't want to do it if he doesn't declare this thing off. So leverage,
one or the other. Right.
Yeah. It's, again, we're looking at these rare instances of backbone in Congress, and it's not the end. It's not the dam bursting, but it is a trickle. It is worth noting that. So there's nothing on paper yet. Then Trump went on to say, we'll see how it all works out, but a radical left judge ruled against it. But these people, their lives have been destroyed. Their families have been destroyed. He's talking about January 6th people.
These patriots, man.
Yes. Their lives have been destroyed. Their families have been destroyed, many of them. I'm not just talking about a few people, many of them. I'm one of them. Are you now? Your life has been destroyed?
He's a victim.
Yeah, he's a victim. He always talks about this as it's like a day of love, which I think is hilarious.
It is, yeah. That's what the noose was. The noose was for a neck hug.
It was a necklace. It was a Mike Pence necklace.
Mike Pence necklace.
Yeah, well, it's very in these days, those chokers.
See what you did there.
Yeah. Real into giving Mike Pence a choker. Hey, I hear maybe Pete Hegseth's into that. So that's what he was doing with those sailors. Okay. Speaking of which, another loss. Dateline, Washington. A divided federal appeals court ruled Monday that the Trump administration's policy banning transgender individuals from serving in the military is likely unconstitutional. A panel of 3 judges for the U.S. Court of Appeals of the D.C. Circuit split 2-1 in finding that the ban rolled out by Secretary of Defense, but his preferred pronouns are Secretary of War. You see how he likes to change his pronouns. Pete Hegseth last year was driven by, quote, animus towards transgender people. I don't know what gave that away. The part where he said they're all a bunch of weirdos and I don't want them around or something like that. What did he say? No weirdos, no fatties, and no beardos or something? He had a line in his.
I'm gonna find a quote.
Yeah, in his Quantico speech. No weirdos and no beardos, something like that. Judges Judith Rogers and Robert Wilkins agreed that the Trump administration's policy targeting transgender service members likely violated the Constitution's guarantee of equal protection. I don't know what gave that away. So there is now a preliminary injunction that has been left in place saying that, no, you can't fire all the transgender service members. That means that now you've got some disagreement. They're likely to appeal this up to the Supreme Court. I'm quite sure neighbor Clarence and Sam and Alito are going to be like, ew, transgender people, that's the ick. And then everybody else is going to be like, dude, who fucking cares?
Dude, it is so stupid. I mean, this is literally out of the, I don't even know how many people in the military we have.
It's so few people, and they're volunteering to fight and die for you.
And we're talking about 0.2 to 0.5%. Like, that's not even a drop in the bucket. And we're talking about, we're devoting so much energy towards something like this. It's
also
stupid.
They probably don't know. Like, nobody else knows. And if you ask their unit that they're in, everybody in the unit looks out for everybody else in the unit. They don't give a shit who they are, what their affiliation is, or any of that other stuff.
Hey,
they're all together all the time anyway.
That's what that's the way it's supposed to be, right?
That is, right? Some people who are military folks or former military folks.
Absolutely.
I happen to have a lot of that around in my life too. And, ask them, try to find some division. A really fun thing to do, not fun thing to do, is to watch a group of people who served together, especially who deployed together, get together. And they will call each other names all day long. They will say the worst things about each other. They'll tell terrible stories on each other. And then if you want to try and see if you survive this, lob one of your own insults in there at one of them and watch how fast they all turn on you. Yeah.
You have to watch your back. Yeah. After that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
They stick together. And this is a dumb thing for anybody to care about. Did you find the quote? What's the weirdos and beardos?
It was basically just no more dudes in dresses, right? Oh no, we are leaving behind wokeness and weakness behind. No more pronouns. No more climate change obsession. No more emergency vaccine mandates. No more dudes in dresses. We're done with that shit.
Nice.
That's what he said. That's what we said. I mean, so shout out to what's the guy from MASH, Klinger.
Yeah.
What was his name? Klinger?
Yeah. And he used to wear a dress all the time.
The only one. That's the only one that got away with it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what Pete's so worried about, but judging by the way he's dancing, I think that maybe he's worried about being judged. Yeah.
Hey, I don't think he protests.
A little much, right?
A little.
Hey, I watch Drag Race. I'm not personally competing in it, but like the pain that I feel when I hear RuPaul tearing somebody down for their poor performance, that is real and that is strong.
Hey.
And I do believe that Mr. Hegseth fears that kind of judgment.
Hey, look, I think we all do. I don't want to be on the receiving end of that.
You don't want to be walking past Nellie's on a nice day and hear the chirping from the balcony. Talk about, oh, he would wear that, wouldn't he? You know? That's a very inside DC joke.
That's crazy.
All right. And here's one that Trump won. Kind of. I don't know. It's not really him winning, but so we talked about this a few weeks ago. Remember that now it's illegal for Black people to vote in the South again. We had like a war about this, and then we had like several constitutional amendments, and then we had like a whole civil rights thing, and now that's over. We're back
to that pesky civil rights.
Yeah, Jim Crow 2.0. It rhymes even.
We're here. Yeah, it's a bar.
All they did was wait for Jesse Jackson to die, and then they're like, bam,
get him.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? I think
I'm sure that's what it was. Jesse was the only one stopping it. And then they're like, he's gone.
He's gone. Let's
go. Keep us alive if he's dead. And then they were like, yeah, bam. So in the run up to that, though, right, in 2023, Alabama tried to redistrict and draw out all the Black districts, even though that's a state that's almost 30% Black. Okay. It's 27% Black. They've got 7 congressional seats. They redrew the line so that only one of them is a majority Black district. So 1 out of 7 is not 30%. That would be 2 out of 6 would be 30%. That is not that. So they were forced into drawing a second district because of laws. And that would be roughly 30%, and that would be roughly correct. So then they went to go try to draw that out again, and that got challenged in court. And when it got to the court, they got all the information and like, what was the reasoning for doing this, Alabama? And they found all the emails and conversations that the, district drawing guys that the Alabama state legislature had, and they were very racist. They were like, we need to stop Black people from voting because they're bad. And then there was then the reply email was like, yeah, I also hate it when Black people can vote. And so the Supreme Court, this exact court, looked at that in 2023 and goes, yo, that's racist even for Alabama. Like, that's explicit. No, you can't do this. You got to put the district back. Right? And that was the ruling. Then the ruling on Louisiana comes just this last term where they say, in fact, Louisiana violated the civil rights of white people by drawing them into a district that is mostly Black.
So they flipped it. Okay. They pulled the Uno reverse.
They said the white people were not being able to pick a candidate of their choice, and that they were the minorities, and that they had been discriminated against on the basis of race.
I see what they did there. Okay.
Imagine using the 14th Amendment against Black people. Yeah. Pretty ballsy.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. It's the most Clarence Thomas thing you could imagine. Is
that's a great way to put it. The most Clarence Thomas thing you can imagine.
Yeah,
So they kept hammering away at it until they got what they wanted, basically.
basically they did, and so they got that ruling. Then Alabama went to go put their racist districts back, and initially the Supreme Court was like, no, you can't do that because we already ruled on this, and it was racist then. But don't worry, the Supreme Court on Tuesday cleared the way for Alabama to use congressional map favored by Republicans, meaning white supremacists. The court, in an unsigned order, overturned a 3-judge district panel that found that the map, quote, is tainted by intentional race-based discrimination. The Supreme Court's 3 liberal justices publicly dissented. The ruling means that Alabama's 2026 midterm elections will feature 6 Republican districts and 1 Democratic district, as opposed to a map that had only 5 Republican seats. Democrat Shamari Figures, who represents Alabama's 2nd congressional district, will likely lose his seat as a result of the high court's ruling. Shocking.
Wow.
So they overturned their own ruling to say, okay, now you can go back to being explicitly racist, Alabama.
Wow. I just like the idea of just restricting voting and you know the gerrymandering and all this is really yeah, you're right. It is so Jim Crow. It incenses me that we're back to this. Yeah, like what is, why can't we just let the chips fall where they may? I mean, we don't like.
Well, consider this. If your ideas are shit and nobody likes them, you're not going to win elections.
Right.
So if you want to stay in power, your choices are run on ideas that people like or choose who gets to vote.
The thing is, there's a significant number of people who share their ideals, so they could still try to reach those people, you know what I mean, and try to get them to come out.
The only way to stop this, of course, is the thing that stopped it back in the 60s, which is enough white people have to get upset about this in the right direction and vote it out, vote them out, vote it down, change the dynamics of who's in charge, and put people into positions of power who will fix this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, are you going to find another LBJ? Probably not. You know, to find a white guy from Texas who is so dead set on ending segregation that he would literally twist arms. People say figuratively, you know, oh, he's a real arm twister. LBJ would go up to the Senate. He would go meet up with the senators because he used to be Senate Majority Leader. He would go meet his former colleagues and punch them until they voted the right way on these things. You're not going to find that. I mean, I don't see that unless they make me president. It's not going to work.
Hey man,
Can't make me president.
Hey man, repping for what was the stand? Jamistan, pajama jamistan.
Oh, Jamistan, yeah.
Jamistan, yeah.
Well, ChipChatistan is up and running now. We're still working on our GoFundMe to send us to MicroCon, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I think you already got a position in the government, whether you wanted it or not. I think we made you Minister of Culture or something like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't remember all the titles I've doled out over these little while, but it's fine.
Yeah. Let's revisit that because I need a card, a shirt, or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we'll have gear. I don't know that anybody wants it, but we're gonna put our logo all over everybody. But yeah, I don't see like a solution to this. Now, there is this one path that's kind of like popped up it's a little bit popular, is that some groups have been targeting college athletics as a way to change the behavior of some of these southern states, trying to convince young black athletes that it is not worth it to go play for Alabama or Ole Miss or Georgia or something like that because you're going to be in a racist environment and that's no good. And instead go to some place like Michigan or Penn State or, UCLA or whatever. And if Alabamians have to choose, we talked about this, I think a couple weeks ago, between having a winning football team and being racist, I think they will choose winning football team. And so it's like, you need to get this right, Alabama. Fix your fucking districts or you're never winning the SEC ever again. And then they're going to be like, all right, all the voting. Everybody can vote. We're sorry, roll tide. We don't want that.
There you go. You're right.
Imagine if Georgia is like, all right, well, we have black districts. You can come here. And then Georgia is like just standing over Alabama like, we have all of the black players. And Alabama is stuck.
Oh, man, that would be beautiful.
Yeah. And Georgia would be the crusader for civil rights, grudgingly. Could you imagine Georgia? Georgia being the captain of civil rights?
Oh.
We have all the black players, Alabama.
Yeah.
What do you do now?
That's the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. And Alabama will roll over.
Yeah. Gotcha. I saw what you did there.
Yeah. Even funnier would be if Ole Miss was able to like out recruit Bama and Georgia because they got it right on civil rights. And they were the ones standing there in the middle of the SEC going, look at you fools. We have all the black players now.
Hey, we're close. We're getting there. I've noticed a lot of these teams. There was an issue with HBCUs. We're kind of pulling a lot of black players as well.
Yeah, well, there was the Jackson State move there for a hot second with Coach Prime, who then immediately left for a big public university. And
yeah, but that could be, so that could be a thing, man. You better treat your black players right. That demographic.
Yeah, let them
vote. I like that as a move. You know what I mean? Political.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about politics, like Tez likes to say all the time, it's all about persuasion, right? These are all just questions of persuasion. So what you got to do is find the thing that people care about the most, and then use that as a way to advance your idea. And if there's anything anybody cares about in the Deep South, it's college football. So focus, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not out here in the recruiting trenches. I'm not out here with Michigan is not, we are not having this problem. All right. We don't have this problem. We have voting. Everybody votes in Michigan. We have all the voting. Detroit is very black. It's fine.
Oh.
But hey, just saying.
The personal is political. So it's all tied in.
If you're a big defensive end from deep in Alabama and you don't want to be there where you can't vote, Ann Arbor is a lovely place where there are lots of voting booths, and you can come to Ann Arbor and sack quarterbacks for us.
Yeah, right.
We'd love that. Please come with us.
See, that's a perfect draw.
Maybe I should run. Okay. I think it's time for the third half of the show, which means we should take a break, and then when we come back, we can talk about the third half of the show. Brian, what do you think about that? Since you haven't had too much input today.
The South sucks.
Ha! There you go. All right, you want to take a break, Brian?
Sure, if you want.
Yeah, let's take a break. Tez isn't here to do his Tez talk, so we're gonna have to do our version of Econ Nerd while he's not here, which is even more boring. So we're gonna take a break and come back and talk about economics. You're listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and beyond.
Wow.
System, the company store, the paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers scum. They're on giant death factories keeping babies alive. They're selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weird woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Near the roof, vampire pot belly goblins are hobbling round, coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go. We're such self-centered crap. We don't even notice hell itself rising up against us. Millions of pointed people of the very worst type, and I'm so pissed. We're gonna stab your daughter at the mall. We're gonna stab your wife, your son. We're gonna stab you with a butcher knife, and then the police chief is gonna say, we love our Somalis, we love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good, oh, they're so sweet.
I was watching Fox News as I worked out this morning.
All right, welcome back to Chip Chat here on Bellway Radio and beyond. I'm your host, Chip. Patrick is somewhere. He's switching cameras. He'll be right back. That's right up there with leftist ass. I think that's one of my favorite ones.
Right.
So as Tez usually does after we play Alex Jones, we feel bad for platforming him. We are not platforming him. We are making fun of him. And so to cleanse ourselves of this, we want to remind everybody that you can go to sandyhookpromise.org. You can donate to try to help the cause and try to help the folks that were harmed so badly by Alex Jones and his weird conspiracies regarding Sandy Hook and everything else for that matter. And and the Onion owns InfoWars now, but that doesn't stop him from broadcasting. Like he just found some other way, he's just doing a show. He's not sufficiently bankrupt to where he's stopped being on air. So that's unfortunate, but maybe we'll get more of these videos. I don't know. We have to go find some more auto-tuned Alex Jones, but that's a good one. That is a really good one. The bit about how they're like, I have them on video. they're green skin crawling out from under rocks. Like, okay.
Yeah, I feel like we need some can we get a slush fund for the victims of Alex Jones?
Yeah, well, there kind of is. That's a sandyhookpromise.org. Go donate to that slush fund and make sure that those folks get some help. Who would be the victims of Alex Jones? I mean, apart from the obvious, the Sandy Hook families, but like, aren't we all?
I was gonna say, yeah, man. Every time I've watched, I think I deserve a little bit of compensation.
I've been harmed. I have, in fact, been harmed by Alex Jones's existence. Yes. Have you been harmed by Alex Jones? Call this number. You may be entitled to compensation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So now this is where we would do the Tez talk, where we would talk about these dead ass birds. But this one's not really about the environment. This one is about the economy. Now, the thing is, that's another thing that Tez loves to talk about because he wants to grow up to be on Marketplace. And we're talking about affordability. Okay. But that word is a squishy word. Trump says that it's a fake word, that it was made up. It's because he'd never heard it before. It doesn't mean it's made up. But new research from Brookings released Wednesday describes affordability by comparing the rising cost of essentials against family incomes. And by that measure, the report found that in 2024, 45.5% of U.S. households did not earn enough to cover their necessities. That's half. Okay. So if half of the country can't afford food, shelter, water, I don't know, paper towels, like the basic shit, that's a problem.
Right.
The report concluded that a mere $1,000 hike in the annual cost of living would leave another 3 million households unable to make ends meet. $1,000 a year. Okay.
Right.
If you spread that out, that's $100 a month.
Yeah.
So if your costs go up by $100 a month, 3 million people, that would be a hit so significant that they would not be able to make ends meet.
Right. Right.
That's an alarming statistic. Now, that's one half of the economy, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a whole nother part of the economy where people are doing great. They're the investor class. They're making money hand over fist in the overvalued stock market where things are just worth whatever people are willing to pay for them. And those things keep going up and up and up and up. And so we are now once again facing what they call a K-shaped economy. I'm not doing that right. Here's a K. That's a K. Is that how you do a K?
Yeah, you're making gang signs now.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm just trying to spell letters. I'm not really doing the gang thing. Okay. But so like these guys here, they're going up. You see their thing is going up. And these guys, is all the regular people, is going down. Okay? Right. That's bad. That's economically disastrous. Let me tell you about that. We just got inflation report, right? Inflation is up at 3.8%. So in a normal circumstance, if inflation is high, it's often a reflection of what they would say is an overheated economy. The economy is growing too fast and people are demanding more money. And so wages are up. They're too up. People have too much money essentially in their pockets. And so they're spending it and it's driving prices up artificially. And so you got to slow that down. And the way that the Fed can do that is they can pull some of that money out of the economy by making borrowing more expensive, which is to say they can raise rates. If they raise rates, then banks have it's harder to loan money, right? And companies invest a little bit less,
right?
And wages will slow down, and so will prices, and that is normally how you cool down inflation. But when you do that, you also kind of cool down the economy, right? So you slow down growth. What we are looking at now is a case where growth is already slow. The revision in the numbers show that GDP only grew by about 1% in the first half of the year. 1%. The target is 2%. So we're 15% below where we need to be. So the whole economy of the United States is growing slowly or not growing, but also prices are rising. So if you were to raise interest rates now, there's nothing to slow down. That wouldn't fix this problem. Okay? That doesn't slow down the rising costs because it's not a case of the economy is growing too fast. The economy, in fact, is barely growing. It's that the cost of doing things is artificially high. And we know why. It's because of trade barriers, Trump stupid fucking tariffs on penguins and shit.
Tariffs are hard, right?
The war, which is driving up energy costs. Energy costs reflect through the entire rest of the economy. The war is also driving up fertilizer costs, which is reflecting in the price of food.
Mhm.
And then there's also this massive problem with housing. Housing is way too expensive all over the country. We're 5 million housing units short or something like that. It's a major problem. Or maybe 50 million. I don't know. It's a lot. We're really short on a lot of housing. And that's caused upward pressure on what people have to spend because they got to make rent. You got to pay rent, right? You got to pay your house note or whatever you got. And that is costing people more than 50% of their income. That's leaving them less and less money available for other things. And that itself is causing a drag on the economy. Because when they say consumer spending is up, it's up on essentials. It's not up on investment or frivolous things or fun stuff, which are things that drive the economy. It's up because prices are up.
So why is our minimum wage just
$7.25?
still frozen? Yeah, why can't we get any higher?
Congress sucks and they don't care. But there again, you've got that problem. You've got a lot of states. The majority of states now have higher minimum wages than the federal standard. So that's not nationally fixed, but it's in a lot of places fixed. Isn't exactly the problem. Even if people had more money in their pockets, it would fix this one problem of not being able to make ends meet, but it wouldn't fix the problem of the goods would still continue to rise in price. So eventually that wage wouldn't keep pace either. Because the costs, the things that are driving the increased cost are not related to growth. They are artificial things.
Mhm.
Trump has created a more expensive environment for people to operate in. And he has also created an environment where economic opportunity is decreased, where economic growth has decreased, and where wages are stagnating. We haven't seen this since the stagflation crisis in the 70s and 80s. This is right in his wheelhouse because that's where his world is frozen in that time period. So maybe that's what he's doing here. I don't know. More than 40% of households were not able to afford what they needed almost every year from 2014 to 2024. So that's been ongoing. I'm sure all of us have felt that in some way or another, according to the report, except for in 2021 and 22, because people got stimulus checks during COVID. Otherwise, prices continue to rise faster than wages, and it's bad.
Yeah.
It's not just uncomfortable, right? When you have a population, when you have a population with without hope, that's a recipe for political disaster. It's unstable.
For social disaster.
Yeah, for a breakdown of society, right? Like if you think about where do extremist groups thrive? They thrive in places where there's no hope, where there's no economic opportunity and stuff like that. So we really don't want that here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you said, it's all artificially created. You know what I mean? This problem is didn't have to be. You know what I mean? This is a war that's obviously manufactured, and we're all paying for it.
Well, and we're paying for it in several other ways. Take, for example, the assault on health insurance, right? Now you're going to say, oh, I thought we already had this conversation. Back in 2008, when Obama was elected, right? And in the run up to the Obamacare law signing in 2012, we all learned that the big problem of having a chunk of America uninsured or underinsured is that it makes medical care and insurance more expensive for everybody that is insured, because those people still get sick and they still need medical care, and that cost has to get paid by somebody, and it gets paid by all of us. If those people have insurance, then the rate of increase for everybody else slows down. And you know how we know this? Because when we gave everybody insurance, 47 million people got coverage because of Obamacare and Medicaid expansion. We saw that the rate of increase of insurance premiums slowed down. So we have real world data that shows that this works. Now you got the Trump administration unwinding those subsidies. The one big beautiful bill killed a bunch of that and are tossing millions and millions, something like 20 million people off of healthcare, which means that all the rest of us who have insurance are going to see that go up. So now you've got already people can't afford $100 a month more in expenses. Can you imagine what happens if your insurance raises by $300 or $400 a month? What are you going to do?
Wow.
You're going to drop insurance. You're going to go without, which could be financially catastrophic if something bad happens. But then if you do that, then everybody else who kept their insurance, now theirs goes up even higher because there's fewer people insured. And that is what they call the death spiral. So it is important, and we know because we did it already, that getting more people on insurance slows down that potential failure. And now we're going backwards on that. The same way we're going backwards on wages, the same way we're going backwards on producer costs. The input costs for farmers continue to rise, while their market ability to get something for their product continues to fall, all because of tariffs. These are all things, and none of these are market forces. These are all manipulated
manipulations. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that happening?
I mean, for no other reason than to line the pockets, man, to line their own pockets, you know?
Yeah. So not to put too fine a point on it, but what they're trying to do is crash the economy so that the people who will still have money at the end of that crash can come in and buy up the pieces of it for very little cost. And then they can take off these artificial constraints and turn everything back on, except they'll be the ones holding all the keys.
And then and expect everyone to be grateful that they make themselves look like they repaired something that they broke in the first place.
Well, and that they will own everything. So they will have grabbed all of the means of production, consolidated that into places where even fewer people stand to make all the money once the economy is running again. That's what they're doing. Elon and them, they can afford it. They can afford to crash the economy and wait it out. Buy low, sell high, right? Drive the stock market down to the lowest you could possibly get it, buy up everything at that low price, and then turn the key and start the whole machine right back up. Except now you're holding all the shares. Ain't that slick?
It must be nice.
Attention. You hear it here first. All right. Let's talk about Brian's girlfriend.
Lauren?
Yeah.
What did she do?
All right. So I'm afraid to see what image Brian puts up. Okay, well, that's a relatively respectful image of Lauren Boebert.
Okay, yeah.
Considering. I mean, she's got something going on there. She's holding the flag. She's squinting in the sun.
Right, holding up that old. I was trying to think I could give it a good name, but she's
Old
holding
Glory.
Old Glory. Yeah.
Well, she's good at holding on to that rod.
Yeah.
I like that hand position she's got. She looks like that's well practiced. Maybe in the dark at a Beetlejuice showing. Was that the hand, Brian? Which hand was her? She's right-handed, right? Is that?
Yeah.
I know you
think
watched that video.
She was in the other seat though. So.
Oh yeah, so she was working lefty.
Yeah.
Southpaw.
Lefty Lucy.
Yeah, it's a little easier to make the pickoff move to first, if you know what I'm saying. All right, so why are we talking about
Lauren?
Robert?
Okay, so I caught this last week,
Brian has a Google
and
alert
it was
set
kind
up
of
for
interesting because
Lauren
it
Boebert.
features. Well, it kind of features what we talked. When we had our baseball guru on.
Yeah.
So, and it kind of felt weird. It was like, where did this come from? So apparently, Lauren was in a weird way defending Washington National by the name of Trevor Williams. And he had an issue.
What the fuck is this image, Brian? What?
Yeah, let me explain.
Okay.
So apparently Trevor was suspended due to the fact that he was not a fan of the whole pride thing and things like that. So Lauren got wind of it and felt like he was silenced. So she's putting out, Trump's political justice dogs on him, like, Blanche and all them guys, to go after the Nationals because it felt like they were silencing Trevor Williams of his religious beliefs. And I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. But that's the key thing why I brought back Lauren and her craziness, because one, this is not her team, so I don't know why she's defending him. But again, she feels like his religious beliefs are being silenced because what the Nationals are promoting Pride Month and all that stuff. And again, this is Pride Month, to be honest with you. So
okay, so basically the Nats, I mean, every team is doing it, right? Yet they have pride jerseys.
Well, not every
out
team.
and
Surprisingly enough, not every team in Major League Baseball is supporting Pride.
I'm shocked the Braves aren't doing it or whatever, but okay. They're a bad example because they're actually winning. Let's just say the teams from cities that have electricity are obviously celebrating Pride Month.
Okay.
Like the Giants are probably celebrating it the most. I think that's fair, right? The A's can't anymore because they're not in Oakland, but you get what I'm saying.
Where they're going to be at.
Yeah, we don't know. Where are they playing? Are they just playing on some ethereal plane?
No, they're in Sacramento.
Yeah,
but now, side note, there is a major league bid to get an expansion team there, which I don't see it, but okay.
In Sacramento?
In Sacramento.
Why?
They feel like the Kings have sparked spark the interest of being a Major League Baseball city, which I don't give a shit. But
aren't the A's playing in some like commandeered minor league ballpark at the moment?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're saying that they're not in Oakland anymore, and they're just representing the Bay Area.
No, they are officially known as just the Athletics, because next year they're supposed to go to their new stadium in Vegas, which is costing over almost $2 billion and counting, because it keeps adding up more bullshit, because the owner of the A's right now is an asshole. Yes, I said that, because he did not want to sell this team. And because I've been following that story for a very long time.
He's been beating his fan base down for like a decade, and it's been alternatively hilarious and tragic at the same time.
Yes, it's bad. It's bad. But the whole thing here is since, like I said, we're in Pride Month and stuff like that, and it's interesting enough to where, quote unquote, religion against those who are, living an alternative lifestyle with their sexual preference it's just getting redundant and mundane and stupid. It's like, look, I get it.
The issue that Trevor Williams here is like religiously opposed to the Nats celebrating Pride.
Yeah.
And so then Boebert wants Harmeet Dillon, who is the head of the Civil Rights Division at DOJ, to investigate if the Nats are discriminating against Williams by celebrating Pride.
Yeah.
So basically, they pulled another Uno reverse. It's another.
Right.
It's another.
Right. Too much. Yeah.
Dude,
they figure it's like, hey, we got a card here. We want to, our man is to be discriminated. It's like, how?
Oh my
Does
God.
Trevor Williams think that if they put a rainbow flag on the stadium that it'll turn him gay?
I don't know. Because he's been on so many different teams with different colors. Shoot, why not he's support?
Yeah,
He
at
has
this
his
point.
own personal rainbow flag.
Also,
with his
I'd never
jerseys.
heard of him until this, so he can't be that good.
No, he's been on like 5 different teams.
And how did James O'Keefe get into this story?
Just
That son of a bitch.
Yep.
I guess he recorded somebody on the team saying something.
Mm-hmm.
Saying the team does not include picture Trevor Williams in certain social media promotions.
Yeah, a lot of the promotions, stuff like that, because of his beliefs against gay pride and all that stuff.
Has
And, of course, the
O'Keefe or
promotion.
Bobert considered that they don't put Trevor Williams on the front of their promotion stuff because he's not that good?
Bingo.
Like, you know who's on the front of all the Nats stuff? Wood.
Mhm.
You know why? Because he's good.
Yeah.
He's good at baseball.
He's on the All-Star ballots.
Right. Who the fuck is Trevor Williams?
Man, these people are pissed about everything except pedophiles and accountability.
Right. He seems to be too mad about that. He's talking about, I'm being discriminated against because I haven't seen the Epstein files. No, he's not saying that. He says, that rainbow is guy, you just got to not care. Just try not caring. This is not harming you at all. At all.
That's funny.
This is the only thing where you can be apathetic and be a hero. Take advantage. Let your apathy flow. It doesn't fucking matter.
It's not Star Wars. Let your apathy flow.
Yeah, right. Use the apathy, Luke. I can't raise my spaceship out of the mud because I'm whining and crying. There is no do, only not care.
There is no try.
Yeah, right. What? Just not care, guy. All right. Speaking of people who are maybe gay, George Santos, he's back in the news. Hooray! Okay, I'm just gonna read this because this is too hard to describe otherwise. So yeah, we're just gonna start with this like this. In February, 4 months after being released from federal prison, that's the beginning sentence here. Former Republican Congressman George Santos, which is not his real name, took to social media to express his enthusiasm about attending Trump's upcoming State of the Union address. So far, so good. He's like, yeah, I'm excited to go to the State of the Union. I'm going to be there for the State of the Union in the gallery, guys, Santos said in a video. I watched the video. I
like that?
He posted that on Twitter a day before the State of the Union. You with me so far? At the time, traders on the prediction market Kalshi, see, we were alluding to this earlier, were placing millions of dollars worth of bets on who would attend the State of the Union, which, pause, isn't a thing you should be allowed to bet on. That's stupid. Not because it's like bad or illegal or whatever. It's stupid. Don't do that. Santos's video confirming his president sent odds soaring. So everybody was like, oh, I'm going to bet that George is going to show up at the State of the Union. And a reason I think that is because I saw him say that. Tracking? Then he didn't show up. Oh, we had a scheduling conflict, or he got sick, or maybe he wasn't good, right? Okay, this is what he posted on Twitter. Watching State of the Union from an airport TV was not part of the plan. FML. Okay. And he posted that message as Trump was speaking, making those same odds in the Kalshi market plummet. So if you had bet he wasn't showing up, you were about to make a bunch of money. What he didn't say is that he had, in fact, bet on him not showing up. On the same thing.
Yo. No way.
According
No
to 3
way.
people with direct knowledge of his trades who were not authorized to speak publicly, they say Santos misled the public and turned a profit based on the deception in the tens of thousands of dollars.
Well played. Well played.
Now, Kalshi detected his trades and froze his account and referred the case to the Commodity Futures Trading Commission and the Department of Justice, both of which opened investigations into Santos, according to 2 people familiar with the investigation who are not authorized to speak publicly. However, Santos has already been pardoned by the president once. So, NPR called him and was like, hey, you got a comment? He goes, oh, that's news to me. I didn't know that there was a probe underway. Or he knew and he's lying because that's what he does.
How about
Short
that?
I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no when NPR questioned whether he had a Kalshi account. That's not the answer you need to give, guy. It's not good. He went on to say that the co-founder of Kalshi, Luana Lopez Lara, is a, quote, fellow Brazilian whom he personally knows. Remember, one of the backstories he told is that he's from Brazil. We don't know if that's true because we don't know if any of the things that he says are true. He said he would call her to get to the bottom of whether an investigation had been launched. Okay. Santos promised to update NPR on how the call went, but he did not respond to any follow-up messages. I'm shocked.
This sounds about right.
The person familiar with Kalshi's investigation said Santos, the son of Brazilian immigrants, does not know Lara, a Brazilian American. So he was lying again.
He was lying again.
Yep. Kalshi reached out to Santos to interview him as part of the investigation, but he has dodged those requests, according to the very same person. In a post on Twitter on Thursday, Santos said, quote, my legal team is in contact with the DOJ to see what's going on, calling the insider trading accusation preposterous. It's a big word for that guy.
Preposterous.
Preposterous. There's nothing preposterous about a well-dressed rhinoceros. As we all learned from PBS. Yeah, and so then we know that Santos is a big liar. He said he played volleyball at some college. He didn't attend. He claimed that he was Jewish and the son of Holocaust survivors, which wasn't true. He stole a bunch of money from a bunch of people. He said that he was working at the South Tower of the Trade Center when the September 11th attacks happened. That was not true. Let's see. What else did he say? He said a lot of stuff that's not true. I mean, not any of it's true. So is he going to jail? No. He's going to get pardoned? Or they're just going to bury it or what?
I mean, insider trading is becoming increasingly, it's very popular right about now. Yeah.
It's very popular, especially in Congress. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like lemonade. It was a popular drink and it still is. So I want to say, I don't think he's going to he might get a slap on the wrist. Boom. That's it.
I hear he's into that. So we'll see how that goes. Well, all right. You've wasted another perfectly good 2 hours listening to us talk about stuff. So even though I haven't written the outro, we've come to the end of the show. Hooray. We're early, Brian. You're going to be so excited. He's so excited. He's
kind of unfortunate. Tez will miss out on that.
I know. Tez is never going to believe it. Well, we'll hope his captors play him this episode tomorrow when we post it as a podcast. Then he can tell everybody, hey, they ended on time. All right, so now we've come to the end of the show, which means we want to say thank you so much to Patrick for hanging out with us. Pat, thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me, man. Enjoy hanging out with you guys always.
We love having you around. And say thank you to our radio partners, Stitcher, Google, Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Who knows at this point? whoever it is in rural northeastern Michigan who downloaded 300 and some odd episodes of our show. Thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah, going back, way back to the 2018 years or something.
I'm a little concerned what they're going to plan to do with it, but okay.
I believe they're building a ChipChat bot, and that's what we need. Is we need an AI that is me. That sounds like that's going to go well for everybody.
Yeah, there's somebody's going to be. There's a program that's going to be using your voice. You know what I mean? Your likeness, your voice. So
yeah, I hear the North Koreans are going to use it to torture their victims. All right. We also want to say thank you to NOTN for keeping us on for another week, possibly. Don't know, haven't checked. Thank you to our home on the interwebs, coplaymedia.com. And thanks, as always, to our family here at Ripped and Beltway Radio for making us sound as smooth as George Santos's explanation on his Kalshi bets. All right. Where can everybody find you and all of your goings on the social medias there, Pat?
Just look for me on IG at Black Picasso's Gallery. Black Picasso's Gallery.
There you go. All right. And you can find me and the show on the Twitter at ChipChatRR. You can find us on Facebook or Instagram at Ripped ChipChat, all one word. Stay tuned for some updates about the Ripped Radio charity event. There's going to be like a big 20, pledge-a-thon or whatever. We've done this a few times back in the old days on Rip Radio. We're looking forward to contributing and being part of that too. So stay tuned for updates on that. You might catch us at a different hour. You never know. And then you can find us every Thursday night here at 9:30, except I think we're off for the next 3 weeks. Are we off for the next 3 weeks, Brian? Is that right?
We won't be back until the 25th.
There you go. We'll be back on the 25th, but most weeks you can find us here at 9:30 on Beltway Radio and Beyond on Thursdays. I'm Chip. That's Patrick. Brian's in the background somewhere. You've been listening to Chip Chat on Beltway Radio and Beyond.
Bow.
Street balls.
Radio host, I hope you enjoy what we promote.
Oh, great.